different route. I'm going to say this seed, let's say the Moon Pearl is going to be hard to find. It has to be in the overworld somewhere in the front, but it's going to be hard to find, I think. We have a glove already. The power glove is at Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's really, really fast. It is kind of curious if he had started over at Link's house first, if maybe he couldn't have picked up some bombs along the way and then done Sanctuary and gone straight to the back of Escape. Wow, okay, full magic. We're having fun this go-around. We just started.
Yeah, this is a very interesting start. I mean, you don't need magic to use the glove, but we have it, so we'll use it when we need it. Ooh, bombs on the tree pole.
You need those, though.
Now, we're being told that JTB's race is working. It's just not showing up on our end for some reason. We will try to get that fixed. It may just be a reference incorrect on the channel. We will get that updated as soon as we can here. Kohrek, meanwhile, checking Lumberjack. There is a 20 rupee prize sitting there on the Lumberjack ledge, looks like.
Yep, no definitive jury out on Agahnim yet. We just started and chat's already calling for a ped seed. Here we go. Oh, well, wow, look at that.
I can tell you the mirror will not be on the pedestal. That's something we know.
He went a la Henry David Thoreau, went over to the woods to reflect on his life.
Now, Kohrek taking advantage of the bomb tree pole to fill up and get a few more. So, needless to say, buying bombs will not be necessary in this seed.
Yeah, that's definitely a really, really nice thing to do. It is interesting, though, that he has foregone Kakariko for the time being. I assume he's going to run into the back of Escape at this point.
Kohrek actually went back to Sanctuary, which I think is where he started. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. We do have JTB coming up here now. We will get that cropped in sync momentarily as soon as our setup helpers are able to get that done.
I do see that according to his tracker, he has Quake and Shovel, so I wonder if those were early checks over by Uncle.
Yeah, it's either Uncle or Link's house is what I'm guessing. I missed the first chest in the Escape, but I see nothing in the other two chests.
Shovel was first, so he has actually already gotten to the back of Escape.
Very nice. And JTB did just pick up the mirror. We did see that, and we just saw Mark on his tracker.
Yep, and Kohrek just grabbed Quake, so there's that mystery done for us.
Yep, confirmed that was in Link's house. So that means that, let's see what else he has marked here. Yeah, that's everything so far.
Kohrek going for an interesting route here, deciding to come up from the south-hand side. Go ahead and get that dig spot out of the way as soon as he can. Oh, wow!
Wow!
Okay. Good choice.
Well, I'm glad I didn't say that was the troll item. That's going to pay off huge because I don't think JTB... I don't want to say JTB won't do that, but a lot of runners may not do that right away. That was a great play for Kohrek to grab that right away in this case. Let's see what's also in the back of Blind's hut here. We have a piece of heart. We have money. We have a lovely red cane of Samaria. And we have, there's the Moon Pearl.
Alright, so that one shouldn't be too trolly this go-around, sitting right there. We'll see where my fire rod pops up as we see another piece of heart over in the library.
And $5 in the further back of Blind's hut. So, yeah, very decent Blind's hut. Cane of Samaria and Moon Pearl, both items that will be necessary.
That 300 rupee pickup isn't a bad thing either, especially early game.
Oh, we found a new shirt. Or in Kohrek's case, a new wire to put around himself.
I don't know, every time I see this skin, I'm reminded of Clippy from Microsoft Word.
So we just saw a boomerang in the well, by the way. And piece of heart at the back. Let's see what these three chests have. Buddy. Money. And a piece of heart. And more money in the chicken hut.
Yeah, it seems like we're just getting dispensed cash at this point, so nothing of terribly much use.
Ooh, half magic.
Never mind, I take it back. I opened my mouth when I shouldn't have.
And now we have chat reacting to your Clippy thing. So JTB and Kohrek now going in opposite directions of where each star. They're going to cover each other's ground. That means Kohrek will get his Cave of Samaria and Moon Pearl presently. JTB simply going to get his new shirt.
You know, an interesting thought here.
Ooh. I saw crystals at Eastern Palace and a red one at Tower of Hera. I did not see Desert Palace.
I caught the same two you did and missed the same one you did. So hopefully our tracker nabbed it.
Our tracker seems to think that both red crystals are in the light world. So that is very good information. Both red crystals in the light world, they're both fairly easy dungeons. We already have the mirror. We just need to find a way at Death Mountain to get to Tower of Hera. And Desert Palace, we just need a book or Titan's Mitt to backdoor it.
You know, Kohrek could take full advantage of this early hammer and go to Village of Outcasts right now.
That would not be a bad idea, actually.
And JTB is going to be right behind him and grabbing the hammer. And hey, look at that. They're gonna go follow our logic just as soon as they can here. We'll see how that turns out.
Looks like you got one there, Hammer.
Even a stop clock is right twice a day. Interesting. I'm kind of surprised that JTB didn't decide to just pull that rock and go to south route that way. Would have been a little bit quicker.
Well, he could have also saved and quit and gone from Link's house too, but I guess he decided to walk it out, decided that's better, I guess. I think he wants to... Actually, is he going to the Dark World here already? He's going to the Dark World here. So that's a different route than we were expecting. I didn't catch that map check in time.
You know, that makes sense. So here we go. So we've got a pendant over on T-Rock and Ice, and then green pendant over in Skull Woods.
I saw that too. Absolutely.
So the fact that he has the mirror means that JTB will be able to check Hype Cave here and then swing around and just do mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Ride Cave if he's so inclined.
This is fantastic routing. You don't get to see something like this very early. It just shows heads-up routing to do something like this on the fly. Speaking of Hype Cave, well, that's money, life, money. Hammer Bro, rate this Hype Cave, please.
What are the stipulations for rating? Can I go into the negatives? I mean, although I guess technically there was enough money to give us enough for Zora, so I'll hold on it I'll hold on it in its entirety, but I'm not giving it higher than a 2.
Zora logic does not involve finding money in item locations. I will give it a 0.
That is fair. I mean, I know logic doesn't require, because logic could just tell you to go farm rupees, but be that as it may, Hype Cave is still giving you those rupees, so you don't have to farm them.
So JTB, like you said, is doing mini Moldorm Cave. Excellent routing from him. Kohrek doing Thieves Town. We saw a compass in one of the chests. I did not catch the other chest, but I don't see anything else on our tracker, so I assume we're good for that. Let's see what the other 2 chests here have. Meanwhile, we're going to get a look at mini Moldorm Cave. So what is in the back? We have money. There's the big key, by the way. Money, life, and a bow. The bow is a useful item, and we just found... I think that was the key we just found in Kohrek's chest, if I saw that correctly.
Yep, small key, big key from the one prior. So we're all loaded up on keys right now, but Kohrek has the hammer, so that won't be a big deal. Yeah,
the nice thing is that he'll be able to check that chest no matter what. And the bow is a great find for JTB. That opens up Eastern Palace, but we don't have a lamp, so it's not exactly in logic yet.
That's fair. A lamp or fire rod would be needed to take out Armos at this given point, so we're still looking for one of those if we want to stay within logic.
There's the other cane. So we have the Old Man Cane collection already. Berna is found at the dam today.
You know, that's a really, really good pickup right now, given that they're sitting at 5 and 4 hearts respectively. They could really use a little bit of invulnerability. And half magic, honestly, only makes that pickup better.
So JTB is back to the Dark World. He can't check the... No, I was going to say he can't check Bombos yet. That's not an option for him yet, so I was wondering where he was going. He is heading north. I think he's checking Stumpy.
Yep, I would assume Stumpy into Cave 45, and then he could do the dig game. Won't be able to go north into the Village of Outcasts. He'd have to kind of go around and go through the way Kohrek did, because they don't have the mitts yet. But you can still get up there.
Yeah, you'd have to go back to the Light World and then go through the other access point north of the village in order to be able to get anywhere near the Village of Outcasts.
You know, I think at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if JTB decided to not really worry about Eastern or Pod until he grabs something along the lines of a fire source, because then he could do them both in logic, or he could just logic break both of them, as both are technically clearable right now for him.
Technically, the lamp would be needed to make that a possibility, but the fire rod, since you mentioned a fire source, the fire rod can be used to light some torches, so it is definitely doable with the fire rod. I don't believe the logic includes the fire rod in there, just the lamp. We are getting the digging game. There's bombs in the big chest. Kohrek did not get the maiden yet. We saw a piece of heart in the Sunshine Room chest, by the way, so that's another item off the table.
You know, it's really kind of annoying. They're getting a lot of health, but they're not getting useful health. It's all heart pieces. So even though they've picked up a boatload of them, neither of them are sitting at any higher than 5 hearts right now.
Oh, look at that!
Flippers.
I was trying to count. I think that was 28 digs for the flippers. 28 digs.
Well, that's kind of an interesting grab with Ice Palace being an early pendant. That would be intriguing. Swamp is a crystal, but Ice Palace is not. So I don't know. Getting flippers always makes me a little nervous early, honestly.
We don't have the Titans mate yet. I'm not worried about it yet. Meanwhile, here's our blind pun of the day. Let's see. I hate insect puns. They really bug me. And blind fight is scripted to a certain extent, so if you can stay on script, it's a very simple fight for any good runner here. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with the fight, though. Going to pull out the King of Samari and use those strategies instead. Misses a shot. Fight gets the final hit, though.
One more for good measure there.
And just a map. So that is our first crystal of the seed tonight for either of our runners. And 13 minutes. That's not bad for finding a crystal.
Not bad. That's really, really fast.
It is.
Especially for a Dark World crystal.
And being pointed out in chat, and I agree, as we find our sword in C-shaped house, our first sword, being pointed out in chat. What's so funny?
I was laughing at his little happy slash there. I think he's thinking about the fact that the sword would have made blind a little bit easier, dang it.
Just a little bit, I agree. And it's no, the blind is no joke at 4 hearts, and I do agree. I am not a fan of the blind fight when you only have 4 hearts. I would die repeatedly.
I mean, a blind fight with Hammer and Cane of Samaria and 4 hearts is practically an inverted blind fight.
Very much. Time for Kohrek to do a lot of digging. And they're covering each other's ground now, as we can see JTB heading into Thieves Town. He has not picked up his sword from C-shaped house yet, so he's also in the situation with a swordless blind fight. And here comes the flippers.
Yep, 28 digs, as you said. 28 digs for some fancy footwear.
Well, I don't know if it's fancy. It's just good for swimming.
I mean, in vanilla, Zora makes you pay $500 for them. I assume that would make them at least somewhat fancy.
Yeah, but Zora's a con artist. Let's remember that.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And Kohrek getting some blueberries from Stumpy before he turns into a tree. For Stumpy. Now we're getting a K45 checked out from Kohrek. I don't believe there's anything useful in there, if I remember correctly.
Want to say a piece of heart, but I might be wrong. Hey,
You're right.
We go. And that is the second time of the day that the stop clock was correct. Don't expect any more, guys. That's all you're going to get.
Does that mean you're going to be intentionally wrong now?
Not intentionally. It'll just happen. Alrighty, now Kohrek is going to go ahead and do all the checks that JTB did here earlier. I would presume in both Light World and Dark World.
Yep, so here's the Hype Cave check. We're going to get... Well, you know what? I say Hype Cave. We can't really call it Hype Cave today. It's more like, you know, the cave of financial misfortune.
I wouldn't call 170 rupees financial misfortune. Maybe not much fortune or sort of mediocrity, maybe, but I wouldn't call it misfortune.
The cave not located on Wall Street. Will that work?
That also works. Maybe the blue collar cave. If you
there you go. I like it. I like it. I like that. So we are getting Kohrek moving back to the light world. He is going to do the mini Moldorm check right now, just the same way JTB did, mirroring over to the light world and getting over there. But I don't think we saw Ice Rod Cave yet.
I don't think so. I also don't think we saw the dam checks from Kohrek, although I might be wrong about that.
I don't think he did the dam. I think JTB did, but I don't think Kohrek did.
Yeah, JTB definitely did. There wasn't anything of import there, but it's still two checks you want to get out of the way. Oh, that's right, that's right.
Not that it's not important, just a notable item.
I would argue with the way that this seed has been withholding health from our runners that it's notable enough.
Yeah, 5 hearts after getting this many items is kind of scary. But there's still a lot of dungeons. They're probably just hiding in dungeon chests, you know, make you work for them.
Yep, or we have 10 full hearts sitting in Ganon's Tower.
Also a possibility. And very disgusting.
Hey now, these runners are good. They don't have to ask for nice seeds like you and I do.
That guy asked for nice seeds, and I still don't get them.
Yeah, me neither. My bad luck usually extends as far as bad luck for most of the seeds that I calm too, so sorry guys.
My hookshot pedestal from the qualifiers will argue that. JTB getting his blind fight right now, getting his insect pun.
This is an interesting check here.
Swamp Palace already. This is a very interesting play. Now, it is a crystal, so he can't finish it. That's what makes this so interesting. We don't have the hook shot yet.
I'm also somewhat surprised that neither runner decided to check Skull Woods. It's a pendant. You could go in there, get the 2 items out of the way, and then be done with it. Because a lot of times there will be something hiding there that's useful.
I guess I see the comment in chat, and this makes sense, actually. Kohrek was checking the dam. He decided he might as well just go to the Dark World since he's checking the dam anyway and see what's in here maybe he'll probably just get the left side out of the way because that's not where you need the hook shot for. If he's lucky and he finds the hook shot in here, he's in a great position.
That's a fair point. It looks like JTB might be heading up north to check Bumper Cave and Graveyard Ledge. So those will be new checks for us. Or maybe he's headed up to Skull Woods.
Yeah, it looks like it is a Skull Woods instead. So Kohrek going to go to the southern room of Swamp Palace right now. You have to walk around this door and then go through the door on the other side in order to push a block and get another chest. So kill a spider along the way, kill another spider, whatever these things are.
I always assumed they were tadpoles of some sort.
Oh, look at that. A single green rupee. Don't spend it all in one place.
Can you divide them in some way?
You never heard of a half rupee?
I mean, not in this universe.
True.
Though we might have to have the programmers add that to Rando. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. You just find a pink rupee and they're like, you got half a rupee.
You got the artisanal half rupee.
Replace the 300 rupees with them.
That's mean. See, I was going with a single item just to be another unique item for our pool. And then you're like, no, let's replace all the 300s with them. That's a step too far, Cyclone.
It would be mean. I just meant like replace 2 of them so you can get a full rupee out of them.
Speaking of full, we did have a full heart container over there in Skullwood, so that's nice at least.
Kohrek saw the little heart drop, decide, oh, I want that. Goes down and grabs it. Not a bad idea given he only has 5 hearts in his inventory. And
yeah, at this given part, hearts on the ground aren't something you pass up.
No. Not if you have room for them. So now over to the left side, and yeah, I like this play, getting these checks out of the way, because you're going to have to waste time coming over here anyway. You might as well take advantage of the water being down and do it now. So great play.
Ooh, that's probably not going to get grabbed.
What was that?
Master Sword up on Bumper Cave.
Ooh. Can't grab it right now, but yeah, not getting grabbed. Probably not getting grabbed at all as long as we find the other sword. If they end up being in pendant dungeons and weave a cape, though, they might come back for that.
That's a fair point. It could also depend on when Kohrek decides to check this part of the Dark World, if he ever does, and what he has in his inventory when he does.
So last chest that Kohrek can check right now, unless he finds a big key, then he has to walk back to the big chest. Nope, just some blue goo.
Although that is the first bottle of the game, so cue a semi-fetch quest.
Hookshot, sick kid?
Speaking of which, there was a small shield over on Graveyard Ledge that JTB turned his nose up at.
Question.
Right, we get a surprise check over here like Hylia Island.
Oh, what a surprise!
Bombos.
Surprise!
Surprise explosions.
Please use your explosions responsibly and do not blow your head off when you use them.
I mean, would that apply to the sprite that Kohrek is using?
Fair point. Now, Kohrek just demonstrating there the reason why it can be dangerous to fake flipper down here. He got shot in the head with an arrow from the bridge. The guards can hurt you.
Yeah, that archer can act as a gatekeeper sometimes. Not often, but on occasion he'll get you.
We're getting our catfish check. So the friendly catfish comes up after we bonked on the head by a rocket and just throws some wood at you.
Well, it makes sense. With the flippers here, JTB can check everything, so it's just kind of another situation of one of them checking all the locations one way and the other one coming in from the other side.
They're both showing some excellent routing options. This is a really good and interesting contest determining which route is going to end up being the better route. We're getting to see on Kohrek's side, he made the Swamp Palace play while checking the dam, something I actually have never seen. And JTB making a play, and this one I have seen a couple times, where you have the early flippers, you go check catfish, and you check Zora at the same time, and not have to come up here a second time to get something that's been orphaned. I like the routing that I'm seeing from both runners so far. There's our bug net on the Zora ledge.
Yes, they're very, very definitively giving really good cases to why they are sitting here in this tournament, outside of just superb execution.
So we have 577 rupees. Let's see what scam that will get us today. Yep, that's a scam.
Yeah, that's about par for the course. So Kohrek is going to go take advantage of that bottle. He did skip most of the flipper checks, though, so it'll be interesting to see if and when he comes back to those.
Well, I did say hook shot on sick kid. Let's see if I'm right.
Man, that would be terrible.
It would be. Not terrible. Bombs.
You're lucky. You were -3 bombs and a hook shot away from being burned at the stake for being a witch.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Alright, looks like we're going to go ahead and get that maybe pod and eastern check from... Never mind.
I was actually just going to comment because that's exactly a question on our Twitch chat right now. For those watching YouTube, we can't see that question in our Twitch chat. Why are we not seeing the pod EP play being done right now? The reason being they don't have the lamp. It is not in logic to do that yet. Plus, we're going to need both of them later, so they probably just want to wait till they have light.
Yeah, I mean, also a thing to keep in mind, even though these runners are really, really good, that turtle room in the dark with absolutely no fire source and 5 or 6 hearts, that's not really something you want to be doing if you can help it, especially not with the fighter sword.
Great. JTB doing the Dark World access to the Hobo Under the Bridge. He might be heading to Palace of Darkness next, actually. That's south of where Palace of Darkness is in the Dark World.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
Well, he's going north. He's still going north. He is still going north. That's not Palace of Darkness.
No, looks like we're going to get a pyramid check.
Yep. Another good check. He's probably getting catfish too because he hasn't been there yet.
Yep, and then he'll probably just take that and go and do the same thing that Kohrek did.
Yep. And there's a lovely magnetic circle. And there's a lovely 300 rupees that JTB has no use for. So this chest here in Skull this used to always be a key. As you see today, it is a key, but nowadays it can be something else. It used to be a key for soft lock purposes. You can soft lock yourself, but now it's considered more of a runner awareness thing. If you're going to fall in there and leave yourself in a situation with no keys, you're going to save and quit and go back to the start of the game. So, yeah, there can be items there. I actually have seen a hook shot in that chest before.
Alright, and it looks like we are getting that pod to Eastern Palace play. I assume he'll go ahead and mirror here and grab Sahasrar's hut. Alright.
Sahasrar didn't... Yeah, Sahasrar didn't have much to help us, just his life savings.
That's his life savings. That guy has had a hard life.
Living Kakariko isn't easy. Especially when guards are chasing you.
I mean, yeah, but you figure he's pretty spry if he's able to outrun them.
Kohrek does accept the shield.
I mean, it's an adorable shield. Why wouldn't you?
JTB has gone to face the darkness. Well, the lighter version of the darkness, anyway.
Yeah, these dark rooms over in Eastern aren't too bad. I don't blame him for heading here first. You know, in spite of all the early Dark World access and all that, we're kind of running low on checks a little bit.
We are. I think we're down to Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace at this point. For chess, we could get the Tower of Hera, but it would be a sequence rate because we don't have the flute or the lamp yet. There. Speaking of the flute, we can go to Tower of Hera now.
You can go ahead and take that right back.
Yeah, we can go to Tower of Hera now. I speak of it, and it shows.
Actually, that unlocks all of Eastern Death Mountain as well with the mirror and the hammer. So we've opened things back up right as I opened my mouth.
Yep.
All right, so Kohrek's going to go over, head up a little farther north, and get ripped off in just a second here.
But it's the finest of rip-offs. Positively fine rip-off.
No, the finest of rip-offs is when you get a friggin' green rupee in return.
No, that's just salt. So Kohrek is going to go pay off our scammer. Please enjoy being poor. Leaves it sitting there.
I mean, at this point, even after Zori, he still has nearly 500 rupees.
Yeah, he's loaded.
He's good to go.
He's loaded. We know there's going to be another 300 for him in Eastern Palace. We saw that at least one of the chests, so he'll be good. Vanilla Big Key.
Where else would it be?
Well, it could be in another chest.
I mean, that's fair, but it's frequently not.
Check the big chest, JTB. Well, maybe he's already counted the items and has everything. I haven't been counting the items.
I thought I saw a dungeon item, but I may very well have been wrong. Alright, so it looks like Kohrek is just going to go ahead and grab, or rather probably leave, the 300 rupees over on the pyramid.
So JTB making his way to the back of Palace Darkness. Now he's out of the dark area. Well, that's not Palace Darkness, Eastern Palace. He's out of the dark area in Eastern Palace. And just has to get through a few of these eyeball monsters. Igors, I believe they're called. And that will give him access to the second boss that he will fight today. More on that in a second.
Ah, so now we'll get to see if there definitively is anything over here or sitting at Uncle, since we're not sure if JTB checked it.
Well, there were 10 arrows there, so that's definitively something. JTB going for quick kill here, it looks like. Gets 2 shots into one of the Armos Knights. Manages to get enough shots into the other ones, and the way that works is if you can kill down to one Armos Knight and shoot the final shot in before it turns red, it will not reset its health. When it turns red, it gets reset to full health.
Alright, so chat asking us for a little insight on why JTP turned his nose up at the big chest in Eastern. And the way every dungeon works, at least in this game mode, is that every dungeon is going to have a big key, a map, and a compass. And because neither of our runners at this point need either the map or the compass to be able to know where they're going or know where the boss is, if you've gotten all of the unique items out of the dungeon already, then you know by definition what the other two are. As you saw, Armos dropped the map, so the compass was in that big chest. He didn't need the compass. Go ahead, save yourself a couple seconds.
Yep, and for some reason I thought I saw a compass in a different chest, but I might be thinking of a different dungeon, so probably just my mistake there.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I thought I saw the compass, but I trust JTB over me any day.
Yeah, same. If he's confident it's the compass, I've probably made a mistake. So we have the bow. We're not going to have to do any kind of a potion glitch here, which is allowed, I believe, for this tournament, but we don't have to.
Yep, that is allowed, as Kohrek turns his nose up at the key.
Leaves that bottle of magic sitting there. He's already on full magic. Why waste your time picking up another one that you can't use?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone just leave that key sitting there.
Yeah, that is kind of humorous. I guess Dark Cross is not on his agenda, especially when he finds the item 10 bomb pack there. Oh, he's going Dark Cross anyway.
Yep, some more dark rooms, and with the way where JTB is going, we're going to see some dark rooms from him in not too long either. Lamp and pod notwithstanding.
So we hope that you like darkness, ladies and gentlemen, because you're going to get lots of darkness right here. Hard to tell what they're doing in the dark, but we have some idea. Kohrek is coming upon a chest right about now, and
nope,
maybe not.
Just got into, yeah, he was in Snake Room there. Now he's coming up upon Dark Cross.
And there it is. Money!
Because what else would it be but a big 20? Yay!
Well, to be fair, it is the most common item in the game, so...
Yep, and all that means is we get sick and tired of seeing it after about 40 minutes.
It also means we can predict it, where you're going to be right probably about 10% of the time.
It's a fair point. A little less of witch burning and just more probability playing.
Yeah. Titan's Mitt!
Hello. Where have you been all my life?
In that chest. Hook shot!
Alright, so welcome to Pod, the loaded dungeon.
Now we're may not be able to tell us in the dark here. Some items do not show in the dark. That key does though. So and there's probably another key down here actually. Yep.
Yep, now we're just sitting at Dark Maze, Big Chest, and our lovely little buddy Helmasaur.
The loveliest of buddies.
Very much so, especially when he's sleeping, because then he turns into a Helma snore.
He's a really shy creature too, don't you think?
I mean, or just prefers masquerade parties.
Pick your storyline, chat.
It's Randomizer, there are a bunch to choose from.
Yep. He's a pretty dino kitty, someone says in chat.
I don't know what you crossed him with to get that tail, though.
So the big chest had 10 arrows in it. I don't think I saw what one of the items in the Dark Maze was, but I don't see anything else on the tracker, so I don't assume it was anything worthwhile.
Yeah, it was 10 arrows in the second Dark Maze chest. I didn't see the first.
That usually means it's probably an unimportant item, like a piece of heart or something like that.
That's something I didn't necessarily realize the first time when I was watching JTB go through it. This is actually a bow-locked dungeon.
Yep, you have to have the bow to get past that red gorilla, the mimic.
Oh no, sorry, I just meant with the key layout.
Yeah. Kohrek getting by said gorillas, and is now going to slowly walk past these guys. The boots would make this room a lot faster, but unfortunately we have not found any boots yet. JTB finishes magically moving a wall.
A very shaky wall, mind you. All right, and we are back in the dark.
Kohrek following behind in Palace of Darkness. He'll do the item hunting before he heads down to the basement himself. JTB is turtle hammering as much as he can here in the dark.
That's at least 4 turtles. There's a 5th one. Looks like we need 1 more.
He's testing the waters a little bit here.
1, there it is. I was about to say 1 more.
Got him.
Alright, Kohrek got a little stronger, and he's about to grab his hook shot soon.
And there's more money. That was a key, actually. Sorry. I had the wrong chest in mind. So here we are on Helmstar King right now. And like you said, he's a shy monster who likes masquerade parties. So, beautiful, beautiful mask he has. I like to encourage Helmstar King to show his face. You know, try not being a little less shy. Isn't it so nice to have your face free, to see the work? Oh no, he's attacking us for that tail. Get away from that tail.
And JTB does not have a bottle, so he was really lucky that Helmasaur decided to stay put there for a second.
Yeah, down to half a heart. That is very, very touch and go.
And looks like we might see a hammer jump here.
Ah, the fabled hammer jump. Very, very pixel perfect maneuver, and the bomb went just in time. He made it over. What that does is save a key in the upper half of that merge. You get to save one of the keys there, but unless he finds one up here, he's going to have to use one to leave if he wants to check any other items. Oh no, he checked all the items already. Never mind. He'll just be back to the start of the dungeon.
He might have to be careful. Interesting. I don't know why he didn't just pull out the blue cane there.
Good question. Probably planning to actually continue and not actually go back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Well, that's fair, but I would still think that with a full half magic bar, you would have just used the blue cane for a bit there, at least before pulling out the blue potion that you had in there.
And waste some good magic?
Well, it's not a waste if you have a blue goo now, is it?
This is a matter of opinion. JTB playing his lovely flute. We don't get to hear this lovely flute. Oh, that might be the big key in the maze.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I'm assuming so, since he passed up the big chest the first go around.
I still remember before in Key Sandy, we saw a big key in the maze, and it took a while for someone to find out what he picked up. It took a while before we even identified the big key.
Yeah, there are certain colors that don't show up well. Another thing that doesn't frequently show up in the dark rooms are the Titan's mitts, which thankfully wasn't the case this go around because we found it in the light.
Yeah. Monsters down, fairy left behind. And JTB looks like he might be making the Swamp Palace play at this time. Now he has the hook shot, he can finish it. Kohrek will have to come back and do this as well, but let's remember the little detail that Kohrek is taking advantage of from earlier. You're going to have to clear this twice in a seed anyway, most of the time. This is JTB's second time clearing the water. Kohrek still has to do it one more time to finish Swamp Palace. So not really any time lost here for JTB doing this now, Kohrek doing it earlier.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It was an excellent routing decision by Kohrek.
Like I said, if the hookshot had been in Swamp Palace, that would have been a great play by Kohrek.
Yeah, that would have bordered on insanity there. Kohrek going ahead and using bombos to just not have to worry about the turtles too terribly much.
Yeah, that takes them out pretty quickly. That might have been Quake. Was that Bombos or Quake that he used?
I think I'm pretty sure by the sound it was Bombos.
Okay. So, second fight of the lovely, lovely Shy Helmosaur King. Do we call him the Phantom of the Palace of Darkness?
It's not a bad name. I don't think he'd mind that nickname too terribly much. Kohrek going for 21 hammer hits as opposed to the standard 17 to take out the mask.
And Kohrek has now completed his second crystal, and still a crystal behind, but probably going to go get that Eastern Palace one very, very shortly. And then they'll probably be about even pegging, except JTB is going to move ahead in Swamp Palace.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see if Kohrek decides to backpedal a little bit and just go ahead and handle Swamp Palace right after this one.
Well, Kohrek has not opened any chests in Eastern Palace yet, so he will be getting these items as he goes. Let's see if he does the same heads-up time save that JTB did here. There's 20 rupees in that first chest for him. 2 more items.
It'll also be interesting to see if either of our runners has to come back and grab the big chest over here in Swamp Palace, as the big key isn't going to grace our presence until a bit later.
Yeah, probably on Argus. And there's where that flute was for Kohrek. He'll be happy to have transportation when he gets out of here.
You know, a really interesting little factoid about this race is that just about 50 minutes in and neither runner has even gone up to the mountain at all yet.
I actually think it would be a very interesting play if Kohrek were to go to Misery Mire after this. That would also give access to, Desert Palace at this time, I think.
It would, unless, of course, something important is up on that torch.
That'd be the only possible downside. Now, optionally, you could do a trick to steal the key and make that decision easier for yourself.
That is a fair point. It'll also be interesting to see if Mire is clearable for our runners yet, or if it's hiding behind the Ether Medallion.
JTB is now taking on Argus. Fun fact, Argus was a pirate in a past life.
Yep, and in a current life, he's a menu boss.
Yep. Squid and chips. By the way, the squid eats you. So Kohrek getting his big key.
Not for either of these runners, it doesn't. Although maybe I shouldn't have said that. Commentator's curse is very much a thing.
It is very, very much a thing. Kohrek, is he going to open the chest? He is hookshotting. He is not opening the chest. So, yeah, that was a compass. JTB is trying to get those Argai off of Argus. There goes the last one. Fighter Sword Argus fight is not fun. Those Argai take a lot of hits from the Fighter Sword. And it's worth noting that while they do scale down to the Fighter Sword, in the vanilla game, you cannot have the Fighter Sword for this fight. So it just makes this harder to deal with if you don't want to play Menu Simulator 2019 with the Argai.
Yeah, you're either stuck with a menu boss or you're stuck doing double spins. That is crystal number 4 for JTB, and about to be crystal number 3 here, and what I would presume would be less than 20 seconds for Kohrek.
Well, let's find out. That would be accurate, about 9 seconds. JTB gonna make the left side check right now. One time save he has the hook shot for this check, so he will gain a little bit of time on Kohrek with the hook shot there.
That is a fair point. Kohrek did have to jump up and fall down twice there for the left side.
Yep. Ooh, Ether.
All right, so Meyer is clearable.
100%.
At this point, I'm thinking that lamp is probably sitting up somewhere on Death Mountain. Although, actually, I take that Meyer clear back, because neither of our runners have a fire source. Which is, again, kind of an odd thing for a post-50-minute game time.
Meanwhile, some music.
Everyone grab your cheese and quackers. It is time to unstuck the duck.
And the duck has been unstuck.
The chickadee hath liberty.
And we're going to probably see more lines in chat momentarily.
Most likely. Namely, the goose is loose.
Yeah. And there's mine. The quack is back.
Interesting. Kohrek decided to forego the old man.
That is interesting. He might be thinking, I'm looking at the items he has left here. Let's find out what's going on here. He still needs Fire Rod, Ice Rod. Boots obviously would be nice.
Might not need Ice Rod now. Keep in mind, Turtle is a pendant.
Yeah, I'm looking at the item loadout remaining. There's not a lot of items left. Now, he doesn't know where Ether is yet. We know where it is. It's in the big chest of Swamp Palace. JTB picked it up. But there's not a lot of items left. He might be thinking the likelihood the old man has something right now is not high because he has a lot of checks to do here on Death Mountain anyway. More dense items on Death Mountain itself than on one old man who you need a lamp to rescue anyway by logic. So, yeah, probably not worried about the old man right now.
That is a fair point. The only thing they technically for certain need is the Fire Rod. Again, maybe Ether and maybe Boots. But all they need officially most definitely is that Fire Rod.
Actually, the Fire Rod, Mothula is optional. So, do we really need the Fire Rod?
Well, you need either the Fire Rod or the lamp for Ganon's tower. You're going to need a fire source of some sort. So I'm assuming before going the lamp, then Fire Rod. But they're going to need one of those.
Oh, but you know what you need for Desert Palace as well. You need some kind of fire source. That can be a lamp, but it could be the Fire Rod. Very possible. Actually, the lamp can't be in GT. There's too many dungeons that need it.
Yeah, Pod being one of those main ones.
I just saw the Mire Shed, and I thought I saw something here, but I didn't get a good look at it. I don't see anything lit up, though, so perhaps not. Oh, red mail. That was what we saw.
And Meyer is Ether, so that is going to be a required medallion.
So Kohrek will need to go grab that from Swamp Palace before he can access that. And yeah, I'm just looking at the items again right now. Neither runner has a fire source. So yeah, this could be the reason why runners were not keen on doing JTB or going to desert. You can't complete it. Hey, we have boots.
Well, being able to complete it or not, he's still right here. And if you can pull a fire source out of desert.
Boots and silver arrows in Hookshot Cave. And since we did find the boots, ladies and gentlemen, the speed run may now begin.
Yeah, those definitely come in handy. At about 55 minutes, Kohrek is probably wishing they were a little faster, but, you know, you get what you get and you'll like it.
The boots are a little faster. What's your point?
Speaking of boots, Spiral Cave!
What perfect timing to find boots.
I'm betting Kohrek is really happy he checked Dark DM before Light DM, because that would have sucked to have to walk all the way around that and then grab boots within 2 minutes. Ooh, hello, Cape.
Well then, that could be interesting. That second sword on Bumper Cave.
Especially because we still haven't seen another one yet.
Yeah. And Kohrek getting Dead Rock. Gonna use the duck to just get around it. And look, Dead Rock's gone. And look, it's back again. Well, it moved a little bit this time. I didn't pay good attention to the JTB on the right side desert, but I saw 20 rupees in that last chest. So that's one of our 2 items.
Yeah, nothing important over there right now.
What was that? 20 rupees in there?
That is correct. Another big
And
20.
There's a heart container on Spectacle Rock. No book. We cannot check the ether tablet on the other side of the Spectacle Rock. But we are going to go Tower of Hera, it looks like.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Kohrek grab that full heart at this point. Yep. Ooh, Sank heart.
It's interesting that I made the comment about the red crystal being at Desert Palace earlier. The fact that we need so few items now, and the fire source might be, in this case, the only item that we can possibly have. Pyramid Fairy is officially off the table, I would say.
Yes. I would also say that based upon our pendants, Pet is also going to be dead. Sorry, guys.
Yes, exactly. The door opens. Kohrek not doing the trick to get to the top of the tower quickly. He's just doing it the normal, conventional way that I tend to do it.
JTB did head into Hera before doing the rest of Death Mountain, so he is still currently bootsless.
Oh, JTB is going to do the trick I was just talking about. He's going to use a bomb to bomb jump here and try to jig into the pot, fall in, and he did it. He fell in. He's going to get his fairy. This fairy room is the same one you can access from higher up by falling into a pit, and it warps you back to here. Same fairy room. So you're at the top of the tower.
And with Kohrek also climbing, this is a very definitive guide on how much time it saves.
Yes. This is a good demonstration of the time save here. Meanwhile, Boulder. Meanwhile, Dead Boulder.
Not without his troll attempts, though.
Meanwhile, Compass. And Crystal.
And if I'm not mistaken, that does mean that we do have an item that's fire locked in the basement here.
I believe you are correct.
Oh, that sucks.
JTB takes a fall. But thankfully, he has lots of... Never mind, he doesn't need any hearts. He's good. And JTB assails a worm for a second time, but he also takes a fall.
I'm pretty sure at this point he's the one being assailed.
Yeah, he's the one being assailed. Mulder has JTB's number today, but fell very nicely to Kohrek. Don't let the googly eyes stop you, JTB. Do not let them. One more hammer. Oh, he was nice that time.
Alright, so third time's the charm. What looks like a couple more hammer hits on the decaying body, just for good measure.
Just to make sure.
Alright, and an hour in, we've got a couple of boots checks.
Hey, Hey, there's a sword.
Alright, so at this point, I'm pretty sure Bumper Cave's going to be dead, too.
Yeah, it depends on if they're good with Master Sword Ganon, which with silver arrows, he probably would be. So I think for him it is.
Yeah, as long as you're not looking at full-on Ganon spin cycle, it's not too bad.
Want to say Lamp of Bumper Rock? Nope.
I mean, you can say it all you want.
Didn't happen.
You know, chat, I understand there's a lot of you and you guys are full of ideas, but did you really have to mention Cheetos? Because now I want some.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Thanks, chat.
Oh, I'm not hungry. I just want Cheetos.
But now I'm going to go get some popcorn from the thing when I'm done or something like that. They just made me hungry. Thanks, chat.
Well, depending on how the rest of this race goes, you might need the popcorn anyways.
I can watch another race with it later. And there's Kohrek's new outline and more life. By the way, just comment about that red mail, just to explain, because we never really talked about the mail. Blue mail gives you twice the damage capabilities, and red mail gives you 4 times the damage capabilities, so you can take more hits and stuff.
Yep, certain enemies notwithstanding, some enemies decide to completely ignore your armor, like the Igors, and some enemies partially ignore your armor, like Ganon.
Yeah, they're called, I think they take, you know, hits above the belt. They're not really fair.
Don't you mean below the belt?
No, they hit above the belt, because, yeah, I guess.
Because I'm pretty sure the tunic covers everything above the belt. It's those shin shots it doesn't cover.
I was thinking headshots, but moving on.
That's fair, but he does get a cool little hat that goes with it, so I assume that protects his brain case.
Maybe. Maybe. Nice try, Beamos. You have failed. Oh yeah, big chest. Kinda need a big key for that.
You know, one thing neither of us touched on the first go-around for Kohrek when he did the Paradox Cave here is that they both have powder now.
Oh, yes, they do. Very nice. He did have the big key. He forgot he had the big key. He left. He went back out. Then he came back realizing he had the big key, and now he has a small key.
Honestly, it sounds like very mild key sanity, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think he's going key sane.
I would have had a comment ready there, but I was too busy laughing. So I would just like to point out that I did say early on that the fire rod would be the troll item.
Well, okay, you get that one. It's not in here, we know that. And JTB now getting his boots. He will shortly get his silver arrows. Oh, that was also a, is that a I can't tell if it's a fairy or a bee.
I think it's a B, but don't quote me on that one.
I always think it's a fairy, but apparently it's a bee. Every time I see it, I still think it's a fairy.
You think it's a fairy because you're hopefully wishing that you end up with a fairy.
That's a negative. They're a little small.
I'm not touching that.
Good idea.
Kohrek does still need ether. I want to say that was a sick kid?
Ether was not at... No, it wasn't Sicked. It was the big chest in Swamp Palace.
That's right, that's right. And that looks like where he is headed right now.
And I just noticed that JTB has Book. Where did he find Book? Was that at Agahnim?
No, it wasn't Agahnim because Kohrek was just there.
I have no idea where he got the book. Oh, that was a misclick according to our tracker. Okay, that's why we didn't see it.
Yeah, had us both mildly freaking out there.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where we saw that. Answer, we didn't. It's probably in Ganon's tower.
Alright, so at this point, we need a fire source. I'm thinking the only thing we haven't checked is Ice Palace and Mire.
There's not a lot left to check. Misery Mire, I suggested, would be a good play earlier. It was completable about half an hour ago, so it would have been a good play.
Not without that fire source, it might not be completable.
It potentially, if we can get a big key in, it could be completable. The thing is, there could be some items in Misery Mire, is what I was getting at. If we were to find the fire source in Misery Mire, then 100% is completable.
Yeah, very much so.
If that lamp is in Misery Mire...
Yeah, there are some locations that are worse than vanilla, and that's not a fun location.
Yeah, that's worse than vanilla. Turtle Rock is also worse than vanilla.
Especially with no fire source whatsoever. You know, it'd be one thing if they had one fire source and the other one was sitting there, but to have neither of them, yeah, that's not fun.
No, not at all. We know it's not here in the back of Swamp Palace. That is a given.
Yep, we also know that Kohrek is probably going to have an easier go at Argus than JTB did.
Very much. That makes up for the time save JTB gets on the hook shot. There's the ether.
Alright, so now officially all we're really looking for is something to light up the world around us.
Yep, something to light things with is all we need. And I believe that would put us in the go mode.
Not officially if it's the fire rod, but yeah, functionally it would be go mode.
Functionally, you could... I have seen the torch puzzle on the right side of Ganon's tower done without the fire rod, with the lamp instead. But it is very, very difficult. I think you have to bomb jump to one of the ledges and then take the fall and start at the top from there. Just to pull it off. Very, very hard to do.
Yes. The bomb jump notwithstanding, though, the boots would make it easier once you succeeded in that bomb jump, but that bomb jump is no joke.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Ooh, those Argai got back, so they're back on the big monster. Still seeking fire. So far, my play of this being the correct play is not working out. He's going to do this in the dark.
I mean, at this point, you're already here.
Yeah, he feels he's pot committed. He has to finish the hand. Kohrek, meanwhile, gets his crystal from Argus, and we're done with Squid for this seed.
Yeah, so it looks like Ice Palace is going to be our next option. I mean, that's really all we have other than Turtle Rock.
Kohrek could have gone to Ice Palace right now, but he is fluting away. This could be unfortunate if Ice Palace is the play. He could have gone straight there.
You know, he might be going to go get that sword.
Nope. Well, maybe he goes a different way. He could be.
I'm fairly certain with boots, it's faster to...
Nope.
Oh, never mind. We're going to get a smith chain check.
Yep.
Something both of us completely forgot about.
Smith chain, hammer pegs, purple chest for Gary.
That is definitely another option.
JTB is out of the dark.
Yep, and with the silvers, this won't be a difficult Vitreous.
Oh, there's a reason that the silver arrows are locked behind Vitreous in the vanilla game. We're going to demonstrate that about 5 seconds or less. And that is why silver arrows are locked behind Vitreous. Actually, you know what? This is why silver arrows are locked behind Vitreous. There you go.
Yep, you're looking at 10 required hits, or 11 required hits overall, and that's it for the second to last dungeon of the game.
In reference in chat to Jeremiah the Bullfrog, I like to call him that too. Community refers to him as Jeremiah. And the dwarf gives us money. So I guess they work for the government? I don't know.
I feel like they're more of a stockholder. We give them 10, they give us 20. Good stockholders nonetheless, but stockholders.
However it works. And Kohrek and his lovely purple lunch fall in to the Batcave.
All right, and we'll see what Alfred gives us.
And Batman likes to say, I curse you by taking your life.
Isn't that technically giving him a little bit of life?
That's the idea. He says it the opposite.
It's been so long since I've played the vanilla game in English, I couldn't even tell you what he says anymore.
It's just the opposite. So, yeah, I play that. JTB doing the castle. 1 hour, 11 and 12 minutes, and he has not done the castle yet. I forgot he had not done that. Fire rod!
Well, there it is.
So, now we know at 1 hour, 12 minutes, 4 seconds or so, Kohrek is officially in go mode. And we know that Gary was definitely using that for lunch today.
Using it to heat it up at the very least.
Yeah, heat up the lunch. I was meant to heat up his lunch. Just light it, put the lunch on top, it warms up nice and crispy. Are we going to get a bird toss? Are we going to get the bird toss? Bird toss, bird toss, bird toss.
No, you've got to hammer it. Hammer the bird.
I just leaves it there. No time for shenanigans.
All right, and with just Mire and Desert sitting next, and Desert really just needing the back of it cleared, this is going to be pretty quick.
Yeah, Kohrek is going to be able to do Misery Mire in go mode, which is a lot quicker than Misery Mire in not go mode, because if he finds the big key in the first chest, he's off to the back. Now, of course, the lamp is still logically required to do this, but I believe there are torches you can light with the fire rod, if I'm not mistaken.
Not for all of the rooms.
Not for all of them, okay.
I'm pretty sure that one dark room with the spike that goes back and forth does not have any torches in it.
Fair enough.
But either way, most runners of this caliber can do it anyways.
That's right.
Alright, good. It looks like JTB is going to be heading towards the Smith Chain himself, which is nice because I would really have hated to see him go towards Ice Palace at this point.
Yep, he's heading for the Smith Chain. I was making sure he was going north before agreeing with that. And Kohrek lights 4 torches and opens the door, collects the chest, which is just a dusty old map, so the big key search continues.
Yep, we know the big key's not going to be over here for the sheer fact that JTB was able to complete the dungeon.
There it is.
And there it is. Alright, JTB just a couple of checks away from go mode himself. So this could end up being really close.
He has to deal with these lasted pegs first, but after they're out of the way, yeah, he's going to be... this is going to be super close. Kohrek is going to get that 6th crystal right now. They both have Desert Palace left to do. This is looking close. Both runners employed some excellent routing decisions from the start of the race. It showed just why they're in this tournament, and they're going to put on a close race as a result of those great routing decisions.
A little bit off on his Samaria block toss.
But I heard a click. I think he got something there.
There we go.
So JTB picking up his purple chest. We know that that is the fire rod. He's going to grab the flute. He's going to toot it, and he's going to... Nope, he's going to go to Magic Bat. Grab up Magic Bat. He'll do that first. Then he'll toot the flute. No, he did the flute anyway.
Yeah, he did Magic Bat beforehand without the lunchbox.
Ah. So JTB at 1 hour, 16 minutes, and about 32 seconds is in go mode.
And it looks like he's going to have a slight lead over Kohrek.
Very, very slight. Probably about a minute at this point, I would say.
I'm not even sure it'll be that long. Alright, so at this point I'm thinking we're definitely not going to see the lamp. And
no.
It had to be either in Ice Palace or in the very front of Turtle Rock.
Did we see both items in Desert Palace?
I believe so. If not, we're going to see them right here. So
because I believe Land Molus can have the lamp.
That's fair. It is possible. As long as I'm trying to think of where everything was. So mitts weren't lamp locked, so that wouldn't be an issue. So yeah, I'm fairly certain that the lamp could be on Landmo here.
Well, I don't remember if we saw both items or not. It's been a while since we saw, so not surprising we forgot that. We'll find out shortly because JTB is in the Land Molus fight. This will be his 7th crystal. And as soon as we finish this crystal, we have a game to play. We'll talk about that in a moment. Oh, that was a beautiful Land Molus fight. I guess we better talk about that game as he picks up his compass. It was not an item. Lamp is still at large. We're not going to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, start getting your guesses in chat for the Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game. We have 22 locations that key can be. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. to 22. Nothing above, nothing under, no negatives, no decimals, no integers that are not valid, please. Just pick a number from 1 to 22. Where do you think it is, Hammer Bro?
I'm going to go ahead and say that this seed is going to continue to be somewhat nice. I'm going to say 6. How about you?
Oh, you know my guess. It's always 11 because, well, always. And Kohrek, meanwhile, taking down the worms himself. Also an excellent fight. He is, yep, about a minute behind, I would say.
All right, strap yourselves in, guys. This is going to be execution and maybe GT routing decided.
Indeed. It could be a routing decision in GT. Left side, right side could be the difference. We're being told 40 seconds in chat. Thank you. And those of you watching YouTube, by the way, feel free to make your own guess for the Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game. We can't track your guess or congratulate you, but if you get it right, well done.
You know, I'm seeing a bunch of 22s in chat. I think our viewers want to see more rando.
They definitely want to see Tile Room, that is for sure. We switched the audio over to JTB since he's in a slight lead here, so we're going to follow his audio and his search of Ganon's Tower for the purpose of the game, because he's going to be the first runner in. And the stair lowers after the crystals do their happy dance. And JTB climbs the stair. Ganon's tower has been accessed and guesses are closed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where this beautiful big key is today.
That was a beautiful hammer dash from Kohrek, being able to knock that line a lot of the way.
Small key and small key in the Hope Room. We are going to continue to the right. So, if Kohrek goes left, we have a potential difference in the race here. This could be what gives Kohrek the win if the big key is not accessed on the right side of Ganon's tower basement.
About less than 35 seconds in difference between them right now.
He is going left. Oh, this could be the play right here. And it is bombs on the torch. We're not going to count that guess, though. We're not going to count that as a big key game because we're following JTB. He was first in. So JTB's will come. If big key shows up on Kohrek's side, whatever JTB picks it up will be where we put the game. Number 3 is 50 rupees. Number 4 is a heart container. Number 5 is arrows. Number 6 is a piece of heart. Meanwhile, Kohrek finding the single arrow. He's finding some blue goo. He is finding 10 arrows. And he is finding 20 rupees. So those don't count for us, but they will be checks number 7 through 11 for JTB. We know it's going to be higher than 11 today.
Yep, 7 sitting on there on the torch, and then 8, 9, 10, and 11 in our... Oh, and then so Kohrek did Dark Magician.
Oh, Dark Magician. So, yeah, we're not going to see the other new material here on the left side yet.
So the only way that Kohrek has an advantage at this point is if he goes straight to Armos on Ice.
And if it's not locked in Rando Room. If it's in Rando Room, that's killer. If he stayed on the left side, he could have taken this race, in my opinion, right there.
He would have definitely had an advantage.
Now, of course, we don't know yet because we're not looking to see who has finished yet. But how close it is, we don't want to spoil that for ourselves. There's the book in Gan's Tower. I was right on that one. The book was in Gan's Tower.
Yep, and that is check number 12. Alright, so the lead is officially back in JTB's hands.
Kohrek now going back to full left. He did not go straight to Ice Armos. So yeah, this is a definitive lead at this point for JTB. Maybe about a minute and a half. And this is why I don't like the Dark Magician route. 13. I'm going to watch for when the big key is picked up. That'll give us the difference here.
Although, if both of our runners stay on Master Sword, there's going to be a decent amount of execution.
Ice Rod!
Our Ice Rod.
17 chests, no big key.
Alright, so at this point, for those of you who are still evil and still hoping, we only have a couple of chests outside of our tile room that could house the big key.
Is it really going to come down to tile room? Seriously?
That's about a 20% chance at this very point.
At this point, yes. Bob, come through with a big key, please. Well, we healed Bob and moved him somewhere else. There's check number 18. We're down to a 25% chance it's in tile room now. I'm keeping an eye on our guesses here so I can announce the winner right away. We have JTB now fighting the Armos on Ice. The Disney musical you will not see soon. So number 19, here's our last 75%. Big key, vanilla big key, number 19. And with that, I can officially say the first player to guess 19 today was Nif Boy. Congratulations, Nif Boy. You win the big key guessing game. Hammer Bro, what's his prize?
Well, other than being able to track this lovely game that he was able to do for us, because he is the one pushing the buttons, so shout out to that, he gets a free free of no-cost lifetime supply of randomizers. Keep in mind this deal lasts only as long as VTorp's website's up.
I feel like I've heard this deal before.
Well, you know, it's the standard.
I think there's some terms and conditions for it. We won't go over those right now. Let's go upstairs into the gauntlet. We're going to use that big key to open this door. This is why we needed the big key, not to mention at the very top for those who might have cheesed their way up. So here we are now making our way through a very interesting spike room that I always thought was interesting design. I always liked the design of this room.
I wouldn't say so much as I liked it. I respected it growing up, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah, not really fun to do necessarily, but you can do it. Cannonball run completed. Now we are now entering what is called the gauntlet. The reason it's called the gauntlet is one of the hardest sets of rooms in the game, possibly the hardest set of rooms. Of course, with red mail and 14 hearts and all sorts of wonderful materials used to vaporize enemies. Not a problem.
You know, I'd say that the items they have help, but honestly, the execution's through the roof regardless of what they've got on them.
Now, it's worth knowing that even though it looks like JTB might have a definitive advantage here, there are a couple things that can still cause this to go a little south. Missing a shot at Ganon, missing a ball on Agahnim that Kohrek can hit. That gives them an extra phase. Even falling to Moldorm too, which we'll see that later. Anything, these things can still happen. This can make the race even closer than it looks right now. They're only a few rooms apart.
Yeah, Moldorm did pose some problems the first go-around as well, so that'll be interesting to see if he's back for more.
And a little bit of a delay on that room. If you can do that room very quickly, that is a beautiful room to finish quickly. It just looks so pretty when you do it quick.
Oh yeah, very much so. Both of these
too.
rooms are just amazing.
And they neighbor each other. You just have to go through a laser room to reach the other one. All right, second to last torch puzzle of the game.
All right, so we're sitting at less than 30 seconds at this point, about 28 seconds separating our runners.
So close. Oh, interesting decision by JTB to do the fall in the pit trick there.
Yeah, he would have gotten bodied by that fire bar, so I can't blame him.
Yeah, no question. Looks like the door is shut before he went up. That actually worked out well.
Also, keep in mind, if we do not see a sword in these next few chests, then we're going to be getting a multi-cycle Ganon.
Yeah, this is going to be telling because an extra cycle on phase 2, that could be another 15 seconds right there or so. 15, 20 seconds right there. So that could make the difference in this race.
All right, and outside of our post-Moldorm 2 chest was the last thing we're going to see today.
Oh, Moldorm came in swinging. Oh, my goodness. He came in hot on that one.
Now, there's going to be an enraged phase here.
Oh. He's one room away. They're in the same room.
Ooh, okay. That was close.
He fell!
Oh!
We're getting a Moldorm chest check. We're getting a compass out of it. Not that helps us any. I don't know why he needed to check that. He has, well, for a sword. He wanted a sword.
Yeah, most definitely. The Bacon Sword would have helped greatly in the Ganon fight.
Oh!
Wow!
This could be it right here.
And that is 2 for Moldorm. Again.
JTB, I think, got hit before, and now Kohrek's feeling the wrath. And right where it matters most. Don't fall again. Please don't fall again.
Again, I think that first hit was a poke.
Yeah, that was close. It was a poke. Meanwhile, trigonometry fight for JTB gets the 6 hits on Agahnim. A little bit of a lead again now, so it is time for the Big Pig. But so many things can happen in this Ganon fight. It is not over until we have a nice juicy side of ham and bacon.
All right, so it took JTB 4 cycles to take out Aga 2. If Kohrek can do it a little faster, that'll be a little more time saved here.
JTB falls in again at 1:30:22. The lights come on. I feel like we keep ending up here, don't you? Yeah, I'm having a sense of deja vu. Let's fight, Piggy. So 1:30:22. Let's see what the difference is as Kohrek is doing the agonometry fight right now. JTB is on phase 1. Phase 1 is swinging the trident. Don't get to see this very often because usually we have butter when we come in here, but we're seeing a little bit of it today. This can take a while. And yep, this is taking a while.
Yep, with Master Sword, this is going to take a couple of cycles for Stage 1 and Stage 2, so it'll be down to execution here.
We're on phase 2, so here come the fire bats.
Ganon not really giving us a friendly spot. This one's a little better.
Yeah, this is a good spot. I've seen runners use a Canis Samaria block to rest against for this kind of thing too. It's actually a really cool trick. That's something I need to learn how to use.
As Kohrek is showing us.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Nicely done. So JTB is on the temper tantrum phase. He is still a little bit ahead. 2 full phases ahead, it looks like. I didn't see the moment the Kohrek dropped in, but he is a little behind now, so... JTB has to deal with Warpy Ganon right now. He doesn't want to take that last hit. I don't blame him. He's really trying to avoid us. Thank you, Ganon, for standing still. We appreciate it. Kohrek getting the fire bats right now. JTB is on the last phase. Yes, we have silvers. This is your true weakness. Taste them! No torch glitch. It should be fine.
Yeah, with silvers, the torch glitch isn't too bad.
That, I think, was 3 hits. So 1 more, I believe, and we have bacon. And JTB puts the final arrow in the pig. We have 1 more obstacle for JTB. If he can avoid falling to this 1x3 bridge, he will defeat Kohrek in game number 1 between these runners. Can he complete the bridge? The answer, of course, is yes. And he does cross. Let's see what the Triforce says, and then I will give you his official time. The Triforce today says, thanks for playing. You're welcome. The official time for JTB is 1:32, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 50 seconds. Get your GGs in chat if you have not already. We're going to hold off bringing him in until Kohrek finishes the Ganon fight, because I don't believe he's far away. He just entered phase 4 right now. And all we have to do again is plant 4 arrows in the pig, and we're good. So, oh, almost fell. That was close. Triple! That could have been the difference right there had it been any closer. My goodness, what a great Ganon fight.
Absolutely annihilated the piggy.
Yeah, that was a nice finish. So, Kohrek is going to cross the bridge himself, and he is exactly 51 seconds behind. 1 hour, 33 minutes. And 41 seconds. 51-second difference. What a close race, ladies and gentlemen, we got to see here tonight.
Yeah, Moldorm definitely taking some hits off of both of our runners today.
Moldorm did have a bit of a say in the scenario today. In fact, I think JTR had the problems with Tower of Hera Moldorm, and of course, Kohrek had a problem with Ganon's Tower Moldorm. In the end, that made the difference. Those 2 falls to Moldorm as JTB, joins us right now. GG.
Yo, GG.
How are you feeling after that race?
So this is probably the first race I actually kept IRC open, and I was shaking the whole time I went up GT. So it feels good to finally be done with it.
And there were some very interesting item placements in that seed as well. We've been seeing a lot of that. A lot of seeds in this tournament have been really wonky with some of their item placements. What did you think about this one in general?
I like it. I loved doing the early Dark World, just being able to route everything all together. So that was super nice. Finding Fire Source wasn't super nice at all. That was not fun at all.
While being pointed out, though, as soon as we had access to Titans, we could have gotten that right away. So it was just a matter of if a runner had made that play in another in another pair, it could have been a huge difference in that race as well. But we didn't have an easy time finding the swords today either.
Yeah, I mean, there was Tempered Sword at a Mirror Ledge, but given that like every dungeon was done at that point except Desert, it's like, it's not really going to be worth the time investment, I think.
And I'm just trying to think back to specific things that came to mind. You both made some really nice routing decisions. I was praising both of you for certain decisions you were making early in the race here. I believe Kohrek made a play I had never seen before. When he went to check the dam, he already had everything to get to Swamp Palace. He actually did the front half of Swamp Palace on that check of the dam. And went back later to actually complete it, whereas you did the dam as normal and went back to Swamp Palace in one shot. You gained time on the hook shot because you had the hook shot, he didn't. And he ended up gaining time because he had a better sword for the Argus fight. So it ended up kind of canceling each other out there. But I thought that was a really impressive play that he made in the race.
I honestly don't even remember where flippers were at that point. It's like everything was just thrown at us so early that like I don't even remember where mitts were either.
Where were flippers? You remember, Hammer Bro?
Oh, I'm currently racking my brain. They did get it somewhat early.
Of course.
Maybe,
I know they were before.
I want to say it was. I want to say it was something on South Shore. So maybe Mini Moldorm Cave or something in that area.
I don't think it was Mini Moldorm.
It may have been the band, actually. No,
I think Blindset was nice, but I think it was Moon Pearl and King of Samari and Blindset, so it wasn't there. I don't remember, honestly, where it was.
Whatever. I'll probably watch the race back anyway,
Yeah.
so I'll kind of review and see how I could have routed better.
All right, chat is saying that flips were digging game. Yeah, that makes 28 digs.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
I did big bets for that. 28 digs for digging game. That's right.
Yeah, what the heck?
Making it that hard to get our flippers. Come on. You can only dig so much.
Hey, at least those 28 digs were worth it. I've seen 28 digs for a single rupee.
Yeah, I've seen 30 for a piece of heart.
That is
or an
true.
arrow.
So I'm just wondering where Lamp ended up being. That's like probably the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, between the two of you, there really wasn't a whole lot left unchecked. Basically, all we had was, I don't know if there were any items left in the back of Skull Woods, but neither of you checked Ice Palace at all, and neither of you checked Turtle Rock at all, obviously.
Right.
So outside of the front of Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and maybe another item in Skull Woods, I think you guys pretty much hit everything.
And given that it was a pendant Turtle Rock, guarantee the lamp was probably in there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it has to be pendant Turtle Rock. Always pendant Turtle Rock.
Yeah, always likes to hold that progression.
Yeah.
But I am glad it's advanced placement because, like, even I couldn't remember if I got mitts in a dark room, but it wouldn't even matter because it could be either like lamp or fire rod required for that, and then I could have just found the other item behind mitts. But,
yeah, it was kind of amusing being a little more than an hour in and just not having a fire source from anyone anywhere.
Yeah, it's not a situation you see happen very often at all.
Actually, you might have me to blame for that, because at the very beginning of the race, Cyclone and I went back and forth about what we thought were going to be trolley items, and he said the Moon Pearl, and I said the Fire Rod, so I'd like to formally apologize for that.
That's
always blame Hammer, bro.
Well, look,
might as well. I'm not even commentating the right game.
That is true. But it looks like Kohrek and I kind of routed kind of similarly, just looking at the last 20 minutes. So it was going to troll both of us.
So you guys routed similarly, but in an odd sort of way. You guys made pretty much all the same checks, but you did them like Tetris blocks and did them all in different orders. So like you guys came in from from even the main village, Kakariko. You guys came in from different ways and did stuff in completely different orders, but then by the time you guys had doubled back over each other, you got pretty much all the same stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed he likes to kind of look around for bombs at the start, just watching a few of his past seeds, whereas like I always start Uncle, so I really lucked out with all those early bombs showing up.
Yeah, that tier 1 tree pull was definitely nice.
But yeah, feels good to go into this match 1-up.
Yeah, so do you has Kohrek made any definitive answers on what he's going to change for the second race?
Yeah, he's gonna go with standard mode, which is perfectly fine with me. I'd rather do standard more than anything.
That is interesting. I don't see a lot of standard mode anymore, so that'll be a fun one to see.
It's nice just being able to forcing yourself to do escape and just not getting drawn.
Yeah, the only real disadvantage is if you end up having a glove that doesn't show up early and then no bombs and early escape. That's what makes standard really suck sometimes.
Yeah, but that's rando for you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh man, how about Moldorm just being a pain in the butt for both of you?
Oh my god, what the heck is up with that Moldorm? Just like, it's got like a, I don't know, just like a tracker on me, just constantly rushing me. Just like, really?
I mean, Moldorm got you twice the first go around, but then got Kohrek twice over in GT. So I mean, at least it was fair.
He tried to make it fair.
Well, thanks, Moldorm. I appreciate it.
The Moldorm giveth, and the Moldorm taketh away.
Indeed.
But that's gotta go back and probably mess around a little bit with for the next race, because that could have been a really bad way to lose a race.
And that turned out to be really exciting, too. At one point, I think you were about 28 seconds apart in GT, and then, of course, Moldorm reared its ugly head. And he had that triple at the end of the race, too. Like, that could have been a huge difference, too, if it had still been about 28 seconds apart then. I don't know if he would have closed the gap anymore without the Moldorm fall, but that could have very well put him over in the wins. So, very impressive GAN fight by him. Definitely good show on how to do a GAN fight.
And
Yeah,
your
I need
GT.
to try out that thing, that Kina Samaria strat he was doing. Like, I need to check that out.
Yeah, that was very cool. Also, your GT routings were very, very different. You doing Dark Magician, I believe, if I recall correctly, and then Kohrek just went straight right, and then went full left after that, obviously. So it was really interesting trying to guess who was ahead and who was behind on any given moment.
I actually think...
no,
Sorry, go ahead.
Full right. Or I went the right first, and then he did Dark Magician.
That's right. Sorry, I swapped it in my head.
Yeah, I was going to say he did do Dark Magician.
I would have done the same thing, though, if I didn't find a key in that first room. Like, Dark Magician's always my go-to.
I don't like it only because you end up retracing your steps without any real gain. Like me personally, if I was going to do that, I'd go to random room and then go to the other side, because then I can go all the way to the back and know I got everything. But I never see anyone use that route. I'm very interested as to why, so I don't know if it's just because it's the slowest possible route. I don't know. But I'd like to see that tried and see how it works out.
Yeah, it's always worth trying out new strats and seeing kind of what feels right.
Well, anyway, we should get out of the way because there is another race coming on here in this channel. For those watching still with us in the live channel and who may have just come in waiting for this race, Goomba versus D Demolisher is coming up here on Speed Gaming Prime. So any last thoughts before we do wrap up on this one?
No, we'll just thank you guys for doing commentary for this. It's not very often I get on the main Speed Gaming channel, so it's really cool to have that experience. And obviously, you know, this tournament would not be run due to all the volunteers, so I always appreciate it.
Hey, thanks to you for doing the running. If you weren't here, Cyclone and I would just be going back and forth talking to each other, so you guys give us something to commentate over. Yeah,
if it wasn't for you guys doing the run, we wouldn't have anything to do. So thank you for giving us something to talk about.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys are the real
GG
stars
to
of the show.
Kohrek, too.
Yeah, you guys are the real
Thanks for
stars of the show.
watching.
It was a great race. Sorry, I cut you off. I didn't know you were.
Oh, no worries. I have like a little bit of a delay on my side, so it's like a little hard. But no, I just want to say, just in case if Kohrek's still watching, just GG to him, and looking forward to the rest of the series.
And if the first race tonight was any indication, this is a series, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to want to keep an eye on. This was a really good race. If not for Moldorm, would have been quite a bit closer, but still a 51-second difference. Very impressive. Definitely a good race. Make sure you follow both of these runners. Those of you watching on YouTube, by the way, if you're on Twitch, the links are in chat. But those of you watching on YouTube, JTB's name, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's 2 underscores after your name, JTB. Is that right?
It is, but don't worry about following me. I don't really even stream anymore, so it's not too big of a deal.
Well, in that case, don't follow JTB, but definitely go follow Kohrek. His name is exactly
Kohrek.
to see it on the screen. But follow JTB too. Follow him too. And meanwhile, again, I want to thank our tracker. We referred to him already, but make sure you give our tracker a follow. Nif Boy did the tracking tonight. Also won our big key game tonight. He got 19 on that, so very nicely done. And make sure you follow my co-commenter HammerBro_04 as well.
Yep. So speaking of keeping an eye on this round, when are you guys doing game 2? Has that been ironed out yet?
Yep, game 2 will be tomorrow at the same time, and then game 3 will be Thursday at the same time if it goes to that.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Excellent. So let me cover the schedule very quickly as to what's coming up on Speed Gaming this evening. There are still a couple races besides the one I just mentioned here. So I'll just be very, very brief with this so we can get out of the way for the next race, which starts in 13 minutes here. Keep an eye out for that. Coming up on actually races that are on right now. No, I think there's nothing else going right now. So the next races that are coming up, we have, again, Guma versus D Demolisher coming up here. Speed Gaming 3 in about 45 minutes later, so about an hour from now, we're going to have Fat Boy 300 versus Zero Rush. Zero Rush, I know, is an excellent runner. I would be curious to see that matchup with Fat Boy. I'm not familiar with him. That I expect to be an interesting match as well on Speed Gaming 3. Trinix versus Imosaru is going to be taking place on Speed Gaming 5 minutes later at 10:20 p.m. So keep an eye out for that one as well. And then we have Rando After Dark with Speed Gaming 4 at 11:20 p.m. Ganon's Gone Wild and Apathy Duck. That will wrap up our evening. There'll be more races tomorrow. Also, already on the broadcast schedule, we have Amazing Ampharos versus I'm Hubeless, Shady Force versus Illus, and many more to come. I'm not going to cover the entire schedule because that takes way too long. Go to speedgaming.org/ALTTPR if you want to see more on that schedule. Make sure you follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6 for information on when these races all come on. You'll get an alert when the races come up. Also follow ALTTP Randomizer, ALTTP Randomizer 2 through 5. Aaron Bro, what are your final thoughts for tonight?
That is all I've got. Good luck on your randos should you choose to play them for both our runners and our viewers in chat. May your randos not be terrible, and if they are, may they at least be funny.
And as I like to say, may not all your seeds be pet seeds. Once again, chat, thank you for watching. Don't go away, though. We're not done here. We are going to have, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to have, again, Goomba versus D Demolisher 1. We're going to have Fake Dr. PhD and Wolflink 370 sitting on commentary here, doing what we're doing right now, talking to you. Have a good time with them. Treat them well. Another great race coming up. Have a good night, everyone. Again, may not all your seeds be pet seeds. Hammer and Bro, you get the final word.
That's all I've got. Have a good night, everyone, and stay safe out there.
Good night, everyone.